life doesn't get easier, but it gets easier to manage if you're willing to, excuse me, put the right systems in place to make it easier to manage. So for myself, the way I learned this is the fact that my life isn't easier than what it was when I was younger, but it is easier to manage because I took the time and I'm still taking the time to, learn about myself, understand things I need to put in place so that way I can manage stuff better. So, for instance, I learned to have more patience through doing challenging tasks that required me to be more patient, right? Like, for instance, trying to read a book, trying to learn how to read a book, right? I went from reading small books to like, 50 to 100 pages to like 300 page books, right? And it only came through taking the time to, again, understand myself, understand how I learn, understand what things I need to remove and things I need to add to make life more manageable. One of the things I removed was gaming, and it didn't even happen like purposely. It happened because I understood that I needed to manage my life better because my life was going in places I didn't want it to go, and I was like, okay, let me grab the reins. Like, I didn't think to myself, let me manage my life. I was like, let me get better, right? I saw my mind in a crazy space, and it was just like, okay, let me learn some things to get this in order. And through that, I was able to make my life easier to manage, right? Uh, Things got more challenging for sure, but I was equipped with the the systems and the mindset to handle them better, right? For instance, I just had to get some tires for my car, right? That cost me $1,000. It cost me $1,000 for those tires, right? I'm 26 years old, right? And I had the ability to have $1,000 on hand to have that. A lot of 26 year olds can't say that. A lot of 26 year olds can't say that. And I'm in a fortunate position to where like I worked extensively when I was younger to get into a field that allowed me to pay for those tires, right? And me paying for those tires was always going to happen. Me going through hardship was always going to happen. But what made it easier to manage is the fact that I already put in the work beforehand to manage the situation. I never thought I'll be in a situation where I'll be paying $1,000 for tires. I never thought that in a million years, right? But I just put myself in a position to where I can manage that. And I knew early on life was going to get harder, right? When I was like 19, 20, like I wanted to get my mind together and stuff like that because I was in a bad mental space. But as I was getting my mental space together, I was like, dang, bro, like I know life is about to get harder. Like I just know. And things are kind of hard for me then, but like comparing it now was like, wow, that was like not childish, but like definitely life is more serious now. And the thought I had of like preparing for the future, preparing for now because life's gonna be harder was a good thought. Because man, I just think about like again the me paying $1,000 for tires, paying my own bills and all the bills I've had to pay, like and all the stuff that's going on in my life for the past from 19 to 26 was that 7 years. Like oh my god, and like I really started to get together like 21. So we're just gonna say 1921. I was figuring it out, and then from 21 on forward, like it was just like harder problem after harder problem. Yeah, that takes time. I'm not perfect, nothing like that. But you know, comparing my life from when I was younger, from 19 till now, it is easier to manage, right? I remember being 19 and like $100 a month was crazy for me. I was like $100 a month, like I had to pay that for my student loans, and like I was so terrified. I was so terrified, and now I'm paying what now $100 for me is a grocery bill. It's like a weekly grocery run. Like Not to brag, but just to say like, and I'm still paying $100 for my student loans too, which is crazy. But yeah, like, man, I just think to myself, what if I didn't put the systems in place to handle the situation? I would be in a whole different predicament right now. And yeah, so all that to say, life doesn't get easier, right? Stop expecting it to get easier. It gets easier to manage if you have the system in place. That's the biggest thing I want to drive home. Learn systems and mental mindset to where you can manage life better, because a lot of people don't say that as much, right? I feel like what's on the internet is like, yeah, like free up this and free up that, and yeah, you can free up a lot of stuff, right? You can free up stuff that makes your life difficult and stuff like that, but life is still going to be difficult. It's things you're going to have to deal with on a daily basis, regardless. So it's like, okay, what things in my life do I have to deal with on a constant, and what systems can I place to manage that better is the biggest thing you need to ask yourself and figure out. And that just makes life easier to manage. Yeah, so appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you're interested in accountability, mental coaching, I have coaching link in the bio. Press that if you're interested. Be happy to work with you. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and see you guys later. Peace.